I'm Julie Marion of Huddle Real Estate, and today we're talking about the pros and cons of Cape-styled homes in Massachusetts. And we're going to get started right now. Throughout this video, I wanted to show you some local Cape-styled, so stay and watch through the end to see if a Cape in one of these towns meets your definition of home. Because ranch-styled homes and Cape homes were typically built in New England during the same time frame, some of the neighborhoods I may show you in this video have ranch and Cape homes. The first Cape Cod-style homes were built by Puritan colonists who came to America in the late 17th century. They modeled their homes after the half-timbered houses of their English homeland, but adapted the style to the stormy New England weather. These homes had little exterior ornamentation, as you will rarely see a porch, for example, on a true Cape. The Cape style is a simple one. Some may call it primitive, with a rectangular footprint and gable-pitched roof. Originally, Capes were built in what was termed as a one-room, attributing the one room as to the depth of the house, a front-to-back living area, as opposed to colonials that had 2 rooms in depth. These houses were designed for easy construction and efficient heating. Low ceilings and a central chimney kept rooms comfortable during cold winters in the northern colonies. The steep roof helped slough off the heavy snow, and the rectangular design made additions and expansions an easy task for growing families. Then the Capes evolved to 1 to 1.5 story houses with wooden shutters. Reverend Timothy DeWitt, a president of Yale University, recognized these houses as he traveled through Massachusetts, where Cape Cod juts out into the Atlantic Ocean. In an 1800 book describing his travels, DeWitt is credited with coining the term Cape Cod to describe this prolific class or type of colonial architecture. Cape Cod styles are smaller than what is known as double capes. The single cape has a facade with 2 windows to the side of the front door, and the 3/4 cape with a front door offset from the center chimney, allowing only 1 window on the short side. The rectangular interior could be divided or not, with a large central chimney linked to a fireplace in each room. No doubt the first homes would have been 1 room, then 2 rooms, a master bedroom, and a living area. Eventually, there may have been a center hall and a floor plan of 4 rooms with a kitchen addition in the back, separated for fire safety. Certainly, a Cape Cod house had hardwood floors that replaced original dirt floors, and what interior trim there was would be painted white for purity. Much later, Cape Cod houses became especially popular during the 1930s and later, and the 20th century adaptations started to be incorporated on a wide scale. Developers and architects anticipated a building boom after World War II. Pattern books and catalogs flourished, and publications held design competitions for practical, affordable dwellings to be bought by a burgeoning American middle class. The most successful marketer who promoted the Cape Cod style is considered to be architect Royal Barry Wills, a Massachusetts Institute of Technology educated marine engineer. Although Wills' design do indeed breathe sentiment, charm, and even sentimentality, their dominant characteristics are modesty of scale and traditional proportions, as written by David Gebhardt, an art historian. Their small size and scale exude puritanical simplicity on the outside and tightly organized spaces on the inside, a combination that Gebhardt likens to the inner workings of a marine vessel. Wills won many competitions with his practical house plans. In 1938, a Midwestern family chose the Wills design for being more functional and affordable than a competing design of the famous Frank Lloyd Wright. Houses for Good Living in 1940 and Better Houses for Budgeteers in 1941 were 2 of Wills' most popular pattern books, written for the all-dreaming men and women waiting for the end of World War II. Inexpensive and mass-produced, these 1,000-square-foot houses filled a need for the rush of soldiers returning from war. In New York's famous Levittown housing development, factories churned out as many as 30 4-bedroom Cape Cod houses in a single day. Cape Cod house plans were heavily marketed in the 1940s and 50s. Now, a modern-day Cape will usually have finished rooms on the second story with large dormers to expand the living space. With the addition of central heating, the chimney of the 20th century Cape Cod is often more conveniently placed at the side of the house instead of in the center. The shutters on a modern Cape Cod house are strictly decorative, as they cannot be closed during a storm. As the 20th century industry produced more construction materials and exterior siding changed with the times, from traditional wood shingles to clapboard to board and batten, cement shingles, brick or stone, and aluminum or vinyl siding. The most modern adaptations of the 20th century would be the garage facing the front, so the neighbors knew you owned an automobile. Modern-day Cape Cod architecture often mingles with other styles. It's not unusual to find hybrid houses that combine Cape Cod features with Tudor cottage, ranch styles, arts and crafts, or craftsman bungalow features. A bungalow is a small home, but its use is often reserved more for an arts and crafts design. A cottage is used more often to amplify the house style described here. The Dictionary of Architecture and Construction defines a Cape Cod cottage as, and I quote, a rectangular frame house with low one-story eaves, white clapboard or shingle walls, gabled roof, large central chimney, and a front door located on one of the long sides. And it is a style frequently used for small houses in the New England colonies during the 18th century, unquote. The names we attach to our residential architecture is telling of the times. People who live in small Cape Cod style homes will rarely use the word cottage to describe where they live. But people of means, however, with enough money to have a summer home, might describe their second or third home as a cottage, as happened during the Gilded Age with the mansion cottages of Newport, Rhode Island, and elsewhere. A lot of times at the beginning of a house hunt, I hear people say, I love the Cape Cod style homes with all the character. This is a definite pro. These homes, because they are an older design and more often than not, renovations or modifications from the builder have occurred over the last 400 years, provide a custom layout for homeowners. So if you are thinking of buying or selling a Cape style home, know, as compared to other designs, your home is custom. Usually, Cape homes have rooms as opposed to contemporary and ranch style homes where there are large open spaces and furniture determines the use of the space. Now, with a lot of renovation, owners are opening up these homes to the popular open concept. Another pro of the Cape is that the buyers mentioned to me they love the dormers on the second floor, and often they expect to see a reading nook where their kids can curl up with a book or watch the snowstorm huddled under a blanket. Another pro of the Cape style homes is that they exist in small, double-loaded, dead-end streets off larger main roads, so the traffic isn't bad. And the landscaping, if the house was built shortly after World War II, is mature, so you will have a good idea of the sunlight. I would say in general, some of the cons of Capes is that there's limited sunlight, as there are less windows and walls block the natural light. Another con is usually there isn't a foyer to welcome your guests, as this was a modest home and usually walked directly into a living area. And the third con would be that the ceilings are low, as now the popular style is to have higher ceilings. As always in real estate, location is key, and if you are looking specifically for a Cape style home, you need to know where they are and drive the neighborhood to make sure it's your cup of tea. We have a list of all the Cape houses sorted by town for the North Shore, so take a look at the link on our website and it will specifically bring you to this information. I hope this has given you some insight as to the pros and cons of Cape homes. And if you're looking for a real estate agent, I would love to help you. I'm Julie Marion with Huddle Real Estate, where we buy and sell every home as it is our own. Make it a great day.